What is up, YouTube? This is UFC 312 DDP versus Sean Strickland. We are going for two in a row this week. Our current record stands at 10-2 with 1-0 in our underdogs. We are currently at $310.35. So this week's parlay is going to be I want to make it a three-legger, but I don't know. Well, the first leg of our parlay is going to be Kevin Josette, who stands at a minus 240. So Kevin Josette, he's going to be fighting Jonathan McAuliffe. Now, Jonathan McAuliffe comes out of the Contender Series, so this is going to be his first fight in the UFC. So anytime you fight is your first fight in the UFC, it's always a little hard to win. You know, the being in the UFC, it's overwhelming. So Kevin Josette, he's already this. I believe this is going to be his fourth fight in the UFC. So he's a little, and he was always and he's already been on a main event. So he's seasoned, and he should be able to beat Jonathan McAuliffe. Josette is a little bit more seasoned, and he's just a better athlete. So I think Josette should take this one. Now, he's going to be our first leg. Our second leg is going to be Alexandre Topuria. He's going to be fighting Colby Thickness. Now, Colby Thickness, he's a late replacement. So, you know, that's a disadvantage right there. So I don't know how well conditioned he's going to be and everything. So he's going to be fighting Alexander Topuria, who fights a lot like his brother, man. This guy, I haven't seen him. I mean, you won't know whether he's gonna be how good he is until he fights in the UFC. This is gonna be his first fight in the UFC, but he fights a lot like his brother. Um, I don't see as much head movement from him, but other than that, man, he fights a lot like him. So even if he fights at 50% like his brother, man, he should be able to take care of Colby Thickness. Now, Kevin Josette is at a minus 240 right now, and Alexandre Topuria is at a minus 350. Now, if you put them together, that would give us a minus 122 parlay. So we would bet 100 to 182. But I'm really tempted to add Quillen Salkild, who's a minus 700. Now, if we add him to our two-leg parlay, make it a three-leg parlay, that would turn it into a plus 108 parlay. So you know what? Screw it. We're going to do that. So we're going to have Kevin Josette minus 240, Alexandre Topuria minus 350, and we're going to add Quilliam Salkiel at a minus 700. Put those three together, and that'll be a plus 108 parlay. We're going to bet $90 to win $97.35. The reason he's a minus 700, but he's going to be fighting Anshul Jubilee. I think that's his name. Jubilee. I don't know, but he's gonna be fighting him now. He's from India, and I believe he does his training in India. Now, they're at least 20 years behind everybody else in as far as UFC competition is concerned. I mean, even smaller countries like Peru are way ahead of India as far as the MMA is concerned. So it'll be a while before we get a good Indian fighter. And if we do get a good Indian fighter, he's going to be an Indian fighter that pretty much trains here in the U.S. or some of the other better MMA countries. Because yeah, man, there's just you can only be so good with what you have. So Quinlan Salkiel should be able to put him away. Hence the minus 700 number. So yeah, man, that's gonna be our parlay of the week. Alexander Topuria, Kevin Josette, and Quilland Salkild. Put them together. That's a plus 108 parlay. We're gonna bet 90 to win 97.35. As far as our underdog, I think we're gonna pick Jimmy Crute. He's gonna be fighting Rodolfo Bellato. Jimmy Crute, I mean, he was at one time. This guy was a really good prospect. And he was on a pretty good winning streak, but then he ran into some bad luck and some really bad IQ decisions. So he took a break, and now he's coming back, and I mean, the cool thing, he's coming back at home, so he'll be pumped. He took a good break. Hopefully, he learned from his mistakes. He's gonna be fighting Rodolfo Bellato now. Rodolfo Bellato, this guy is so hittable, man. Even when he wins, I mean, he gets cracked in every single one of his fights. This guy gets cracked. His last fight, he fought Ior Potiera, and Ior Potiera, he's not even in the UFC anymore, and he almost knocked him out. Rodolfo does have big heart, but you know what? So does Jimmy Crute. Jimmy Crute also has a big heart. So it's gonna be who hits each other first, and yeah, Jimmy as an underdog, yeah, man, I'll take that. So yeah, man, that's gonna be the place for this week. Um, Whatever you guys decide to bet, hope you guys are, do well, and hopefully on Saturday we'll all be winners. So I will see you on the next late.